Okay, guys. Some people on Dueling Network have asked to see a deck profile of my Gladiator Beast deck, and I want to do a shout out to TCML, because played.
Dave, do you want to say hi to TCML?
Hi. Haven't we done this already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Who actually took a similar version of this deck to a tournament and won with it.
Yay!
So good for you.
And Little Squirtle.
Yeah. And Little Squirtle. Hi, Little Squirtle. I'm eccentric. We played this morning. You showed me how to summon Shooting Quasar Dragon with a Future Fusion, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Is the word. So So here is my deck profile. What I'm going to do is, if you want to sort of skip to about halfway through the video, what I'm going to do is have a final sort of pan out on the ground here of the overall deck. But if you want to sit and listen to me drone on about my explanations of each card, then you can. If not, Damien's shaking his head, then you can just cut straight to the end and get a quick overview of the deck. Okay, standard Gladiator Beasts. 1 Laquari. I want to retract a comment that I said that 2 Laquari is absolutely always essential. It is not. I only run 1 because at the end of the day it's only useful tag effects that it gains 300 attack. I very rarely use Laquari at all, actually, but it is useful, I suppose, against some beat decks and ultimately for making Heraklinos. So just the 1 is plenty, because I'd rather run 2 of these and 2 of these.
Oh, the secret rare!
And the secret rare as well. Thank you, Damien, for my Christmas present. So 2 Darius, 2 Quest, staple, because they're absolutely fantastic. Bestiary, Retiary, 1 Mamillo. I tried Octavius over Mamillo for a while because it's got 2500 attack. It worked well against a couple of decks, but I really sort of suffered because I played against an anti-metagame deck. I played against an anti-metagame deck not too long ago. And he sat behind Spirit Reaver for about 10 turns, and I couldn't get rid of it just because I didn't have Mamillo. So I'm sorry, Mamillo, I will never take you out again. I love you. And you're shiny. And yes, I am Bane. I like shinies.
We know.
A couple of Prisma. 3 Test Tiger. It's not an old, it's not a new combo. Sorry, but this is a new addition to my deck. I'm just going to do these 5 cards all together. Why are you running 300, Luke? That's madness. They're all normal monsters because I run 2 of these guys.
And they're both
shiny and first edition.
And they're both real.
Real. Yes, they're real. Yes, Rescue Rabbit in Gladiator Beasts. I'm not sure of sort of people's opinion on it, but I'm absolutely convinced that Rescue Rabbit is what Gladiator Beasts have needed to make them it's just absolutely broken them because of the infinite number of combos that you can do with it. At the very least, in the first one, you can summon it, get 2 Andal, and make a first turn Esadari. You can use it to summon 2 Andal, special summon a Test Tiger, tribute it, get Bestiary. That's a free Geyserus, so it gives Test Tiger a lot more use. Obviously, you can make rank 4 X's. I tend not to do that sort of too early on in the game because otherwise it makes Rescue Rabbit dead. Rescue Rabbit has a hell of a lot of uses, and it's quite funny as well. It gives Test Tiger a lot more use as well. When I want to summon a level 3, especially summon Test Tiger, I can X into a Levier and get Rescue Rabbit back if it's banished. Proceed to make an Esadari, Utopia, or otherwise. So yeah, Rescue Rabbit is pretty damn good. And a Sangan, just for the hell of it, because it's very good. I didn't run Sangan before because there wasn't a lot of targets, but now obviously you've got Test Tiger and Rabbit, so I think it's worthwhile because it's quite a good floater monster, and it gives Gladiator Beasts a bit more synergy. Magics, Staples, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 2 MST, 2 Forbidden Lands, and the card playset that pulls the deck all together, 3 Gladiator Beast Respite. A massive problem that I had with my deck, and with any Gladiator Beast duelist should know, is you will lose if you draw nothing but a hand of monsters. Especially when I'm running 3 of these guys, I was thinking to myself, well, what if I draw on my Andal, and I have trouble getting them back in my deck? The only realistic way you can do it is put them in the grave, Darius them, and then Esadari them, and then you've got to summon Rescue Rabbit again, then next turn when you get your normal summon. However, Respite not only helps to deal with sort of clumpy monster hands, but it's also good for getting consistent card advantage with the quest, because you can do it on the first turn, attack, and at the very least on the first turn get a Respite to your hand. I can't think there's anything else I want to say about Respite, but I've played with it, and I think it's what it needs to make the deck just a hell of a lot more consistent and a lot more playable. So, yeah, it's very, very good. Traps, Mirror Force, Tribute, Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warning, Trap Dust Shoot, it's just godly in this format. 3 Gladiator Beast War Chariot in this format because of all the planet synchro agents and blah blah blah, all the rest. It's I don't run 2, I run 3 again because they are Gladiator Beast cards and you can play them with Respites even if you don't need them. At the very least you can just shuffle them back in. And an interesting tech of mine, Horn of the Phantom Beast. Because again in this build you have a lot more playable targets. You've got the 1 Quarry, 2 Darius, blah 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 blah. Test Tiger if you want to. I have actually done that once, made Test Tiger with Horn of the Phantom Beast, bring up to 1400 just to get a draw. And Andal, it is quite surprising actually when you summon Andal, set a War Chariot and a Horn of the Phantom Beast. I've done this many times. They get overconfident, summon Thunder King trying to stalemate it. I take it out, they lose 800 and I get to draw a card. So I'm a winner. So yeah, it combos very nicely with Andal and also with Esadari if you want to get over something like Trishula with a bit more attack points, or Shien like I have done in the past. So that is the overall overview of the deck. So if you want to
Extra deck.
see this, yes, extra deck next. See what? Go away. Whoosh. Okay.
The very next day.
Fail.
The very next day.
Very next day.
The very.
Extra deck. I will make this a bit better, but I'm waiting for more X's to come out. I have gotten rid of all the synchros because I have no tuners and I'm not going to keep them and waste up my extra deck space for the chance that I might Monster Reborn a tuner and I might successfully get off a synchro summon. So I've scrapped them all. 3 Geyserus. I can probably drop it to 2 because I don't ever seem to play 3, but I know I'm going to regret saying that.
Probably drop it to 2.
Well, I think so because I just don't ever seem to get 3 in one game. I think two at most I think is fine. I've got 2 Heracleonos, that's going to come down to 1 again when I find something that's a bit more useful. 3 Esadari. I quite like 3 Esadari and they're probably something I would keep at 3 because Rescue Rabbit just cannot function as well without Esadari. But if I'll play test this a bit more, and if I need to replace it with another Exy, then we'll see how it goes. A couple of Chimeritic Fortress Dragon again. I can probably drop that to 1, but it combos very nicely with Prisma against Karakuris and the rest, and Matt. Yeah, sorry, Matt. Xyz, Leviair. Again, I explained earlier. Summon level 3 Glad, Test Tiger. There's your Leviair. You can get back a Rescue Rabbit and proceed to make a Heracleonos if you've got Laquari on the field, which is very possible if you make a Geyserus tag into Laquari and Retiari, which I very commonly do. Then special summon Test Tiger, and you can just go absolutely mad. Leviathan Dragon, I don't think I've ever used this. It will come out, but I'll probably start with the fusions first when I get more useful things. Utopia, it's brilliant with Rescue Rabbit, Steel Swarm Roach. I don't summon it very often, but it is useful against certain decks like Chaos Agents and possibly Planet Synchro if they're not running Tour Guide. And Zen Mains, again, I don't use it that often, but in game 2 or 3, if I'm against a graveyard heavy deck and I summon a second Retiari, this thing comes in very, very handy if you want to stall for a couple of turns. So that's the extra deck. Whee! Side deck. This is, again, the side deck is not something I think you should copy, but it's something which I think a player builds on their own personal experience. This is something I've worked on, obviously based on other people's ideas, but it's got a couple of little twists of my own. 2 Thunder King Ryo, staple, they're brilliant. Cyber Dragon, good for beat decks, machine decks, and it's just a very good card. A couple of Max C. Max C and Gladiator Beasts, but you don't want to be drawing all your Gladiator Beasts into your hand because, again, that goes back to the point of you drawing nothing but monsters. You're getting them out of the deck, so you can't use their effects because they need to be in the deck. But Max C, I think, helps because there was actually an instance I had in a duel a couple of days ago where my opponent summoned Debris Dragon, targeted their Maxi. I just got a Maxi of my own, drew a Gladiator Beast. They synchroed into, I think, it was Iron Chain Dragon. I drew another card. They attacked. Next turn, I played Respite. Shuffled these. Oh, sorry, hang on off that. Sorry. And then next turn, I drew into Respite and shuffled all 3 back in, and then So it helps to make Respite a lot more playable, and it's also a very good counter for most of the common decks. Retieri. Third MST, Venus Chain. I'm just trying it out because I'm trying to get more counters.
Venus Chain is brilliant.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more counters for Insectors because they're going to be bloody nasty when they come out. 2 Chain Disappearance. They're absolutely brilliant.
Good for tour guide.
Yeah. I mean they're good for a lot of things. Good for 6 Samurais, Karakuris, things like that. There's loads you can target with them. Debunk, it's just a very good card. And 2-dimensional prison if I want to side out something like Watch Out and put in something a bit more useful that gives me more 1-card outs. So that's the deck. If you have any questions or anything, give me a shout, leave any questions or whatever. And if you've got any improvements or suggestions, then let me know. So post below and tell me what you think. Cheers.